Our church that we planted in 2002 shut down this week after all these years and after a long time of being a harmful place and needed to shut down. And yet it really drained me emotionally to see that. And I'm still processing why I feel that way now. I mean, I've gone through certain emotions in and out of that network of churches, but with the doors closing, um, I feel something on the surface constantly, like ready to break. And it makes it really hard to write. Like I've tried to work this week and just I'm making it, I'm doing it. So then I got to thinking about that and I realized at this place of depletion and I have to write, I get a lot clearer experience of what it costs to write. Um, there's nothing difficult or emotional about the things I'm trying to write this week. I mean, sometimes they're hard things, people's trauma and stuff, but it doesn't usually affect me that much. I should probably, but after being a pastor for 20 years, Air Force honor guard before that, and doing 100 funerals, I've learned how to have a hard heart to other people's pain, unfortunately, and it's not necessarily a good thing. Um, but sometimes that's the case. But it's more like writing that isn't mine or writing that isn't the thing that I feel like writing about, which you have to do if you're a professional writer. And you sometimes have to do even if you're not because you feel called to write something that you don't feel like you're just not into right now. Um, has an emotional cost. I think it's emotional. I don't mean that I can't do it because it's going to make me cry or something. I mean, there's something so much resistance in writing something that requires creative mustering rather than this muse has shown up, you know, and or if you like, the Holy Spirit has shown up and you have this kind of cool idea. And I tried it today, a cool idea that I have that I've been wanting to write about. And even in the state that I'm in, it was no problem. It was kind of fun. It was like playing a game. And so I thought, okay, it's interesting. This writing would probably create fuel versus a lot of writing that feels like work because it's not necessarily my message will feel like it takes away fuel. And we all have to manage fuel, right? I mean, every one of us has things we'd rather not have to do that we have to do sometimes. Even if you love your job, there's usually going to be some part of it that, I mean, I remember loved being a full-time pastor, but one year I completely allowed the nonprofit status of the church to lapse because I just didn't want to look at the paperwork when it came in. And by the time I did, it was too late and we had to reapply. And that's a very different thing than just paying the annual fee and going on. And I was like, ah. So there were always things like that in every situation. You may love owning your home, but there's so many things about owning a home that you're going to feel resistance and procrastination. And writing is like that. And you may feel like, man, yesterday you felt so sure you wanted to write about this thing, but you didn't get done with it. And now today, when you go to write it, you still think you should, but everything in you just like won't let you do it because you don't have the bandwidth. And and I just was thinking back to all the times in my life when something was going on that was emotional and I was drained. And then it was just hard to complete a simple task. And I feel like it's probably what depression feels like to people who struggle with depression all the time. Mine never, I could never not tie it to what was going on. So I don't know what clinical, what the real definition of clinical depression is, but um, unprocessed emotions, I'm not saying this is about that. I'm saying just experiencing that this week really highlighted the fact that some writing increases it and some writing decreases it for me. And if I have to write things that decrease it, which I do, like today I'll have to write the 17th version of some scripts, some teleprompter scripts for something that was sort of interesting once upon a time, but now it's the 17th version and it's just not that interesting to me right now. I was gonna be like, ugh. So it highlights that some stuff drains it, some stuff energizes.